Hi, welcome to this DCP web tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the Windows 10 free dictation tool for speech to text conversion. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up a little notepad file, and we'll use this for testing. I'm just going to place this on the right hand side of the screen, or left hand side of the screen here, and then I'm going to press the Windows key and the letter H. When I press Windows key and letter H, we'll get this dictation tool up here, and it says to use dictation, go to settings and turn on online speech recognition. So we'll click on this little link here. It will pop open this window. We need to turn this on, and then we can close it. We need to press the Windows key and letter H one more time, and then the tool will be usable. So I've got this little notepad file here, and I'm going to speak, and I want it to type in whatever I'm saying into this notepad file. And this is a good way to take some quick notes if you're working on a project and you just want to think out your processes rather than having to sit there and type at the same time. This is a nice way to do that. Sometimes I use this tool as well to write paragraphs for my blog post. If I don't sitting there don't feel like typing, then I use this tool to just write out short paragraphs, and then I can just cut and paste them into my blog post as well. So let's go ahead and press the Windows key and H, and we'll test it. We'll click on this little icon to activate the tool, and then we can click down here to activate it. But it's still asking me to turn this setting on, so let's just make sure it's on. It should be fine. And now it's initializing here. I am using this tool to test if it can type out the text as I'm speaking. Let's create a second paragraph to see how accurate the content is compared to typing. Let's do one more test and see if the content might be good enough for a blog post. Okay, so there you go. So I've written out these little 3 paragraphs of text. That could have been some introduction text for a blog post or for something in my portfolio, something like that. You can also use this tool online as well. I mean, you know, Google itself has its own speech recognition. So when you boot up Google, you can see there's a little speech tool here. If you go to some websites, or if you want to fill out some form on a website, if it's asking you to type out a lot of like information on a web page somewhere for submission or some content, then this is a nice way to use this tool as well. So you can always press the Windows key and H, then the tool will be sitting up here, right? So what we could do is, for example, we could go to my website and I can click on the blog, for example. I can click on search here, and I could use that tool to run a search against some query. So maybe we'll look for search engine optimization, and it didn't return any results. So here's one problem that I can see. It's spelled optimization with the American spelling, right? Whereas in UK we use the letter S here. So that's kind of one flaw, I guess. But we could just ask it for search engine, and we could search for that, and then we'll see results returned for things that are blog posts that are related to search engine. So I'm not sure if there's a way to switch it over to British spellings, but as default my system is set up for British spelling, so I assume that it's going to spell everything out using American sort of spelling rather than UK spelling. So I guess that's one slight flaw to this software, but hopefully they'll improve it. But I just found this tool quite recently, and I was writing out some blog posts, and I was sitting there writing, you know, this massive blog post. If I show it to you quickly, if we go to the blog, and then I was working on this one here, 30 essential tips for website design. And you can imagine if you're going to sit here and type all of this content out, right? It's a massive blog post with lots and lots of written content, and I was just finding it quite, you know, long to just sit there and type every single word out. So I ended up using this speech recognition tool to type directly into the admin control panel of my website, and every so often I would just save the content, and I found that much quicker. And sometimes when you speak compared to when you type, the language is quite different. When you're typing, you're kind of thinking about what you're typing, but when you speak, you just talk, and sometimes your blog post can seem a bit more natural. You're not thinking about the words or the keywords that you're putting into your content. You're thinking about, you know, just the natural way that you speak, and blog posts like that tend to work better and tend to rank better as well. Okay, let's go ahead ahead and close this tool. That's how you use the Microsoft speech to text or the free dictation tool on Microsoft Windows 10. So I hopefully you find this tool useful for yourself. If you want to write content, I believe there's one already built directly into Microsoft Word. So if we just open up Word, I believe there's a dictation tool in here that's directly inside Microsoft Word. Dictation here, can you see this little tool here? You can click that and it will do the same thing directly in Microsoft Word. But outside of sort of your Windows software, then you'll need to use that tool by pressing the Windows key and H. Okay, that's the end of this tutorial. Hopefully you find it useful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next DCP web tutorial.